Bill, it's up to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the actual project is all about eyesight, and I think it's something that Rotary has been involved in a big way in very many parts of the world. Yeah, for me, it's personalised the fact that in 2019. After having visited my ancestral home in Jaspal in Hoshiarpur, Punjab, I decided that I wanted to do something there. So I actually uh, personally raised money and worked with people, and we did a project out there in 2019. And the whole ICAMP project really showed me how um, difficult it is for people to get basic eye care, medical care, all the basics. We are so lucky to receive so fortunate to receive on a daily basis. So when I joined Rotary, I had a word with a lot of the colleagues there, and I said that I would like to actually um, do the same project with a bit of support and help. Um, uh, Paul, if you can scroll the screen on a bit here from there.
Yeah.
Um, we've actually, when I got there, it's always a terrifying moment, isn't it, when you try to go out there and do something and you turn up at 7 o'clock in the morning and all the stage is set, but there's no people. Nobody's turned up. There's nobody there, and you think, "My God, have I wasted my time? Have I really not got anywhere?" But then, slowly, as you can see, there are so many people that need that support and everything. They started turning up. The chairs started to fill up. What was important to me was to have that reach out to everybody out there. And so that was my sort of previous experience of the actual the project that we're trying to do now. But in this particular case, when I did it in 2019, I did it with wanting to create greater links with the area, the village, and the district, and what have you. And I did it in the memory of my parents, where I used to visit India. People would say, "Oh, you're such and such a son, you're such and such a grandson," and everything. And for me, it had a great personal benefit because it introduced me to people that, having left India at the age of 8.5 and what have you, to actually see how many people had remembered my parents, my grandparents, and I started meeting people, seeing things, and the experience was just very touching. And what I did was I concentrated the whole thing around promoting the people that I knew, and we held it in our Gurdwara, which is outside the village, and it has got very good facilities. It's got rooms where we can hold the medical care and it's suited people. So when we had the doctors and the nurses and people come round, they were so pleased to see the facilities that we had there. And the day just went on with more and more people, where we saw close to 750 760 people turn up from local villages. We actually promoted it through laying on chuk-chuks all the way through the little villages, from 25 to 30 odd villages, to bring people in, because people are denied basic care, basic support, because they don't even have the wherewithal to actually transport themselves to go to where the service is being offered. And it was a real eye opener to me that what we take for granted and the basics, all that was something that didn't exist. And I must admit that in doing that and seeing all these people arrive and seeing what what we were able to do at that time. Out of the 750, 760 people that turned up, about 300 people just needed basic glasses, which is 300. It's about £3.50 or something per person. The rest was people needed ointment. Some people needed more medical care, and that's why I'm so pleased to have tied up with the people that I've tied up with in India, because they're in Jalandhar, which is about 60 miles away from where our location is. But the people there are, the hospital has got all the top eye care, surgery required. There are people there that actually have visited Canada, America, and I hope that if all goes well and we're able to raise the funds that we want, I'll be able to revisit your club to show you actually what we've been able to do this time round. And the biggest factor for us is sustainability this time. How do we keep that service going? Not on a one-day wonder, but how somehow or other that we are able to keep that service running with people. And for that, actually, I'm quite proud to say that I've tied up with some of the political people there, the people that are actually the Arm Party, which is the governing party at the moment. I'm not a political person, but if it gets us to where we want, then I'm quite happy to work with them to do what we want. And over the last couple of months, I've actually done the Camino walk from Santiago, the Santiago walk, and then I've done the walk from San Sebastian to Bilbao to raise money. And I think we've got close to raising about, I think we're around about 10 or 12,000 pounds at the moment. But it's an ongoing project to really, really make the thing work on an ongoing basis. And to do that, we want to make sure that the people there actually have an input and that they will actually raise some of the funds themselves. And they will actually have an impact on to what's going on, and that's the only way that we will create the sustainability. So, and I'm just saying to Paul earlier on today, Paul, if you can move on to the next slide, yeah, that what we've really, although for me, you may say, well, why do we want to support something that you're passionate about? It's just your ancestral village, then you go ahead and do it. But it really is actually more than that. I'm hoping this time to go there and make a video of some of the people living in the basic conditions and seeing the people that have arrived from the states like UP and what have you, who are really honestly living in such basic conditions and don't have the opportunity. And I've actually said to all the people helping me do this, it's not just for the people of Punjab, it's for these people that actually live in wretched conditions, and we can help them make a better life and move on. And I think if we can do that through the way we've done it before, which is really promote it everywhere, and I think really then in terms of going on to promotions, what I'm trying to do is link in with other people. I think through COVID, there have been people whose parents have passed away, they're members of their family. They want to do something, but they don't know exactly the level they want to do it. And luckily, we're saying, how do we tie them in with the giving side? And I'm just saying to Paul that I'm so excited about a technique that I've just found, that I found somebody who's quite closely related to me, and he came up to me and, Mama, if you don't know, is a Punjabi term for a maternal uncle. And he said to me, Mama, I want to do something for my mum who passed away during COVID. And I said, hey, listen, we're doing this. And he's tagged in as a supporter of this. And straight away, they've raised £2,500 for the project. And I'm hoping that we can make that a project that will go on and on and on, and other people will come on and take it on and what have you. And we can actually do more than just raise money just from our within Rotary, but make ourselves a broader church for people to actually participate. And that may hopefully raise to greater participation in Rotary as well. Maybe it will allow other people to say, well, Rotary could be the way that I want to go to actually provide good causes for what I'm doing. Yeah. If we can go to the next slide, Paul. And the cost of our project, which is an important item, all the money will go towards glasses, lens replacement, hospital for people, and they need basic support. They need to be taken to hospital. They need to have their meals costs and everything else paid. Travel costs for patients, which is very, very important, because if they can't get there, they can't do it. We want to really reach out. And reaching out really is basic through, it's become quite comprehensive. I'm trying to reach to sort of village mayors and everybody else who will say, we'll put these posters up, we'll do this, we'll actually push that out more. And then obviously there are things like location costs and making sure that the whole thing works well. And it's a clean place, a tidy place. I've done it before, and I'm hoping that this time round we'll cement it so that even if I'm not there, we'll try to promote the Rotary the Rotary deeds that we can do. And Paul, as a seasoned Rotarian, has helped me, what have you, to do, make contact with the local Rotarians there. At the moment, we had a very good letter from the Rotarians, but I happened to go on an emergency visit to India in July, and we tried to make contact, but we weren't very successful. But I think when we go there this time, we're going to say to them, look, we're doing this. This is laid on. Can you come and visit us? And I think then maybe if we can link into them and then tie them up with what we're doing, that will actually lead to a greater participation of what we're trying to do. Yeah. So yeah, it's a big project. It's something that I'm hoping won't just be done to just to do the camp. It'll be an ongoing project, and the future is for me really. It's about making it sustainable, and making it ongoing, something that will actually allow us to say that if we do this, can we find a way of keeping it going? And when I looked at some of the grants that are available in our, and I say I'm very new to Rotary, but when I looked, it was talking about equipment, it was this, that. I'm an engineer by profession, and honest to God, I can tell you that, you know, when you buy equipment, particularly in today's age and everything, before you bought it, it's actually already redundant. And so the only thing you can do is get the maximum use of it. So I've actually said to the club that what I want to do is actually create sustainability, not through buying equipment, but buying a service level agreement with people, so that we go to this hospital and we say to them, look, this is what it is. This is the person that's responsible in this village. This is the person that's responsible in this village. We have a fund here worth this much. Can you make a contribution to it as a hospital to it? Can the village make a contribution to it? So when somebody needs our service, it's there for them. Yeah. So the future for me is actually not just doing the basic camp as we go out there, but moving further from there to create sustainability and creating something that people will be able to continue without me. I mean, me and Paul are visiting on this occasion, but I'm hoping that as we create those links, we are involved more in actually raising the funds, doing things, working with people, and it can continue with without our presence in time to come. And I think really in the time that I've been
ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਨਾ ਹੋਣ ਕਾਰਨ ਜਾਂ ਪੈਸਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਕਮੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਕਈ ਭੈਣ ਭਰਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਨਾ ਹੋਣ ਲਈ ਗਵਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨੇ। ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੈਂਪ ਲਵਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜੀਂਦੇ ਟੈਸਟ, ਦਵਾਈਆਂ ਐਨਕਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧ ਅਕਾਲ ਆਈ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਦੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਡਾਕਟਰਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕਰਵਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਮਨਜ਼ੂਰੀਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਮਦਦ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ। ਵਧੇਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲਈ ਕਾਲ +91 7355010101।
Shall I translate that for you guys, or have you more or less got the idea? I think you got the picture, really. Akal Hospital is a hospital that I met through the Sikh Federation. And I'm not doing this through the Sikh Federation. We're doing it through the Rotary side of things. But they introduced me to them. They have been very, very good. I found them to be very, very professional. And they're sending their surgeons out to a lot of the Western countries to pick up the most up-to-date techniques on eye care and everything. But as we speak and as we've been working on this, the people from India that I've been working with have come to me and said, actually, we can combine this with a medical camp at the same time as well. And they said they will raise some of the money for the medical camp as well. So I'm hoping that what we're doing will actually bring on something else as a benefit other than just what we're doing here from ourselves. And I think that's the thing on this journey for me. When I go to some of the club meetings and everybody there they're asking me about what we've done, where we're going, everything else. And the reality is, I don't really know. Yeah. All I know is we're having a go. We're going to try to make it very successful. And I hope it will be sustainable. And I hope that with the help of clubs like yours and many others, that we will be able to spread the word to make it bigger, not just in India, maybe one day to somewhere else as well, use the same model. But, you know, this idea that I think I picked up, as I said to Paul earlier on, that what I'm really looking to do is to say, when somebody wants to do something and they're in the embryo stage, as I was when I did it in the first, can Rotary be the vehicle for them to get involved and make it better? Yeah?
Yes, of course.
And what I'd really like is your support and your help. And if you do support me, we're not going to actually, if I could stop you there, Paul, for a minute, we're not going to develop a site. That was our ambition at the beginning, but we're going to use an existing site that's there. So the capital costs will be reduced, yeah? Hopefully then our money will go directly where we want to create sustainability. And the service level agreement side of things is not to buy equipment that's going to become redundant, but buy services that are going to remain current. Yeah? And that's what I've learned through engineering. You know, I've worked in engineering, and people used to spend £1 million on a CNC machine, but before they knew it was redundant, and they wouldn't train people on it, and it would have been better for them to buy a resource than buy equipment. And that's what I'm sort of, is the back of my mind as we work through this, yeah?
Thank you.
Our project is the 19th of November. We're hoping to leave the UK around about the 10th and go out there and make a bit of a start on things, meeting people. But the real thing for me will be that there's a lot of people there that I've worked with before, and they've done a good job. They've helped me, they've supported me, and I'm hoping that they will do a lot of the groundwork. And when we get there, we can work with them and get involved and see what we can learn and how we can improve. So 19th of November is the date at the iCamp, but it goes on for a lot longer, if that makes any sense. Over to you, gentlemen. Madam President.
Thank you.